All right, well, since the rear squared away for the most part, minus the rear shocks, we're gonna get to the front now and get to sit level. We're gonna do spring, shock, end links, steering, track bar, all getting pulled out. Calipers gonna hang to the side because I don't have the extended brake lines in the middle just yet, but they're on their way. Now, I'm gonna put you guys to the side and time lapse, go! Okay, so we got most of the side apart. The only thing I'm going to use the inductor for, you can see this again, I'm going to get that track bar bolt, just a little bit of heat. All right, here we go. And we have our first issue coming now from you live. Usually there's a little tabby that comes through the hole and stops us from moving. Right now that tabby is not tabbying. So we're gonna try our luck with the impact and see what that does. Maybe we'll make magic. I don't know. I have one, let's use it. Maybe we can get screwdriver up in there or something. We can get a screwdriver in there. Maybe I can lock, if I can get it hot enough, I can lock that nut. I don't think it's gonna do it by itself. I have to wedge something up in there, I'm pretty sure. Now, I may or may not be remembering correctly, but I'm pretty sure I was not able to get a wrench up here last time this happened, but we will see what happens. That way? No. That way? No. I thought I can get in there, but I couldn't get on the nut because of the angle. It's like, it's just immediately in there. I don't know if I can get on it. Where's that Wedger 6 million? Here we go. See if I can just do one of these maybe. Okay, well, new awful plan is we're gonna move this jack this way, get underneath this little bulge on here, and we'll try and send the death wheel up in between, cut that bolt, that will fall out, and we're gonna need a new track bar bolt. So, it's gonna get sparky. It's gonna get fun-ish. And then halfway through this, I'm gonna be infuriated. So, I'm glad you're all here for this. It's gonna be a good old-fashioned hootenanny for everybody but Ryan. Woohoo! All right, let's support this just a bit so it doesn't come crashing down. There we go. Oh. Alright. While it's not exactly the ideal situation, it's the situation that I have been given because I own yet another Cherokee. So I knew I wasn't going to get through the easy way all the whole time. So let's do it the hard way for a little bit, huh? Shall we? Let's go. Now, boys and girls, remember, safety first, put on your eyeballs. If you want to keep your eyeballs, then you must cover them. Or at the very least, super duper safety squints. It's looking like Sawzall might be my option. And we're back in action. So, today we're going to try and get both shocks in and get the hole drilled for the track bar mount so we can put the new bolt in. And if all that goes well enough, maybe, just maybe, we can get the front bumper off, cutting this brace out, and getting these tie-ins I got in the mail today from T&T Customs on, so we can mount my old T&T bumper that has the winch that's going to pick up and drop that plow. Because hydraulics are silly. Let's half-ass it instead of whole-ass it. I'm much better at that. Alright, so now it's just reverse steppage. I'm going to put these bolts in, put the bushing on, cut that little zippy tie thing they have, and let it travel up into the hole and bolt it down. First, we're going to have to open the hood. Now in theory, this thing shouldn't rocket ship up. It should give me a nice gradual... I'm gonna lose that now. Do you believe in magic? No? Oh yeah, fished your back. I'm an expert fisherman now. So, instead I'm gonna chop the zip tie, slam this up over it, and guide it up into the hole there. Now bolting it from the top. Easy peas, 1, 2, 3s. Watch me mess this up. Hold some pressure, put that on, let it rise. Guide it into the hole there. Come from the top side and attach the supplied Hardem wire. Put a wrench on that and Bob's your uncle. You got a shock installed. All right. I do have one more thing to show you for as far as these extended brake lines go. These are a couple inches too short, but I got something for us. So like I said earlier, parts that just fit without spending a bunch of money. The extended brake lines can either be really cheap or really expensive. I went the cheap option. These are factory 1995 Jeep YJ front brake lines. They're roughly 5-6 inches longer than factory XJ lines, and they bolt directly in using the same bracket and everything. So there's no change, there's no weirdness, it just goes in. All right, time has come for brake lines. So I'm pretty sure that one's going to explode on me when I take it off. It's looking not all that great, but just in case, I have me some copper nickel line, flare nut kit, and flaring kit. So let's see just what kind of trouble we're about to get into. And we do one. Oh, plenty of trouble. Okay. Ooh. It immediately rounded off. Like immediately. Oh yeah, that's rusted all the way in. Guess we're doing brake lines. Boop. Okay, well, easy process. We're gonna go through it together. Hey guys, well, unbeknownst to me, the camera died when I was doing the time lapse of the brake line and everything else. So I'll update you quick. We ended up doing a brand new brake line because you could not get it out. Here's the extended boy from the YJ. As you can see, it bolts directly into factory location, so you're good to go. We ended up pulling the carbon canister out and running out behind it and following the firewall and following the factory run until we got to the ABS module that's been bypassed and drilled out. And it goes right here. All right, so the method to my madness is to get these springs in. Everyone's got their own way. Some people like spring compressors. Some people just have your buddy jam on it. But if you're alone and you happen to have a 5-foot piece of bar, or in my case, a pry bar, which fits perfectly, take your spring, ding, 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 ding. Toss it up on the same thing, and spin until it walks its way up. Now you want the bottom of the spring to be between the back of the knuckle and the spring plate itself. All right, so you're gonna take your handy dandy bar here, walk up, get it set underneath it. You're going to rotate it over. So once you have the bottom of the coil where it's going to pass that C, pick up, turn backwards, and you'll kick it. And the spring is sprung. All right, well, looking at this bumper, chances are rather much slim to none that these come out. However, I have a thing. It's not an Ugga Dugga. This is the 3/8 drive. It's more of an Unga Bunga than anything else. So let's see how this goes. And we're in. I'm equally surprised as you are. Does lightning strike twice? Yes, it does. Now before I take the top ones off, I gotta remove the little light bar. I'm hoping there's a connector somewhere, but it's probably hardwired because no one makes connectors anymore. They just buck connect stuff, as you know, that's what it is. So I'm gonna dive into that a little bit and I'll get right back with you. Every now and then I speak it too soon. There's a plug. Wow, wow, wow. Let's get this off, shall we? Will lightning strike a third time? No, because that's a drill. There's always one. Sitting in the back of the class just being an asshole. Let's see. Well, bumper. Oh no, the vacuum ball. Now, we'll just boop, and off to the side it goes. Whee! And you're probably asking, what bumper are you going to put on it? What are you going to do? Well, I've had the same bumper for a long time. And I'm about to show it to you right now. Dun, 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 dun. It's an oldie but a goodie. Here's a 20-year-old TNT Customs pre-runner that I got from my buddy of mine probably every bit of 11 years ago, and it's been sitting up to the side for a couple years. Time to bring it back. A little Smitty Bolt 9.5 winch, which somehow, I think when the tree fell behind my garage, it destroyed the cover, I just made it worse. So I'll buy a new plastic cover for that, and probably new solenoid. We'll see how it cleans up. But for now, we're going to power wash this thing and see just how bad it actually is. Let's do it. This thing cleaned it pretty good. A couple spots in black spray paint and brand new. This thing is probably roughly 20 plus years old at this point, and it's still heated to the heat. So I have the Mako hydraulic brake threading toolkit. It is pretty sweet. I'm going to show you how to use that. What we're going to do right now is cut a bit of this section out. Make sure that you put the nut on. I've done it often enough to know not to do it, and yet I still do it all the time. So just double check, triple check maybe, because it's the most obnoxious thing in the world when you get a perfect flare and you're like, yeah, and you look over, you go, crap. I hate those days. I also spent some time and money, and really money. They got me a full 3/16 inch well, not nail. That's cut. What we're gonna do is put the die in the die holder spot. Flip this thing down. That's going to give you the perfect length of your brake line to come out. Wiggle, diggle it all the way until it hits, and tighten her down. And before you give it a cranky, just move it out. Make sure your block is flat, and push it all the way in. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Flip this flapper backwards and squeeze until she stops. Loosen up your thingamabobber. All right. Don't lose your dies. And perfect bubble flare. This is a little awkward space to set it up in, but it still works. Now we gotta try and make a pretty decent 90 here. So we're gonna just slowly roll it over our thumb. Try to do a little bit at a time. Now we're gonna come down here and we're gonna repeat the process. We're gonna bend this down a bit, get to roughly where we want, because that one's gonna mount here. For the sake of being smart, I'm gonna put the other brake line up first. Should hit it with a coat of paint, huh? Maybe, just maybe. We'll give it a quick start. The exact same step procedure as the last one, only there's an extra step at the end of this. This time you're going to use your 3/16 die, and you're going to put in your 3/16 inch single flare, inverted flare. Once again, push it all the way in until you meet your stopper and then squeeze. And stop. Bring it back out. And that's the first flare. And I'm gonna pop this one out. Pop in the cone. Spin it to win it. Close the valve and squeeze. Spin her back out. Loosen her up. Remove your die. Put your flare nut in place. And every single time, it is a good flare. Look at that. Look how pretty that is.
So beautiful.
We're gonna start molding it to sit into its spot there. Careful not to kink. We're gonna bring in some extra from up top there to get it to line up nice. Thread her in. And that's it. All we have now left is to tighten up our runs and tighten up our fittings. And both brake lines are done. So, I'm gonna get through that quick. I'll get this tire back on. Just kidding. So we have to bolt the line to the caliper. And the last step, before we can go ahead and toss the tire back on, is to pull the old hose off the caliper and make a mess in my driveway. You're gonna reuse this banjo bolt, but you're not gonna reuse the copper washers. So, doot doot. Put that in right there. Pop out these copper washers. One on one side. Make sure you line it the right way. But you can't really mess it up because it's flat against one side of the XJ caliper. Knock the other washer off. And get our goose back in there. Take your wrench, which is a 15mm on this caliper. Tighten it back up. Now what I'm going to do, you don't have to do it, I bend the hard line back just a little bit and over. So I kind of get away from the shock. Doesn't really get in the way of the tire or anything. It doesn't need too much. You don't have to do it. It's just something I do. All right. Let's get this tire back on so we can see what it's going to look like, shall we? Now all your brake lines are tight. You can put that tire back on. Everything else we can do with it off jack stands. Sit there for a second. Oh, it fell down. Trying to rush this because it's supposed to pour on me any minute. I'd rather not. All right, time to go down. At the same time, get this from getting wedged. Not terribly far off. How are you looking from the center? We don't know because the wheels aren't straight. Would you look at that? Looks pretty good. Now I've been on this for like a couple of weeks, usually 2 hours a day, because the sun goes down and I don't have a place to put it inside yet. I have that, but that's for other projects. It's going to be for the winter time. But eventually up there will be a big shoppy shop. But that's not today. So I'm gonna clean up because it's about to rain. I'll catch you guys in the morning.
2 weeks later.
All right, guys, that about do it for this episode of Ryan's Duchess Garage. I'll see you guys next time when we take on the bar pin eliminator kit, get the front bumper on, get the plow frame on, test fit the plow, get some small miscellaneous stuff. Maybe we'll be able to take it for a ride finally. Who knows? I don't. Please like, share, subscribe if you like watching me be a moron on the internet, because it's fun here and I'm hoping you guys have fun too. Also, be on the lookout. There's GMC news coming up soon. See you next time.